Hello and welcome back to Viking Conquest and our Ironman challenge. Brunhild has leveled up actually because I've been doing quite a bit of naval battles and generally just fighting traders whenever I come across them, and we are actually starting to do a little bit of reputation gaining. Unfortunately, I haven't gained any reputation itself, which is kind of unfortunate, but that's just all I can do, really. I can't really do much about it. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start leveling up Brunhild's Weapon Master, because that is going to give her, well, obviously additional proficiency, gain, speed and all that stuff, but it's also going to give her shield skill, which is incorporated in Weapon Master. So it's going to be really, really nice for her. Otherwise, I'm just going to be increasing her throwing weapon proficiency, and then we will continue onward. I have not leveled up since the previous time, as far as I'm aware, but as you can see right here, I actually have a much larger party. I have 192 out of 204, and there's actually a good reason for that, as you can no doubt tell here. Yes, this is where we currently are. We're right next to Dunwich. I actually just went to the Danish Longfort and sold a whole bunch of loot. I was in Dorstad and Tunsberg and so on and so forth up until, I don't know, a couple of minutes ago. And yeah, I was basically just selling everything that I can and making as much money as possible. And by the way, oh yes, I took some footage earlier, and it is me upgrading my thick bear skin, and that is actually something that I gained from fighting some Vikings in a naval battle. And as far as I'm aware, this is actually the armor that was talked about earlier in the series in a comment section on one of the earlier episodes. And basically the fellow that had this armor set was like, oh, you should probably get this, you should probably get this. And I was like, where do you get it from? Where do you get it from? And there it is. Lo and behold, we now have the thick bear skin, and you can see here that it replaces my heavy armor with 42 body armor and 23 leg armor. We do have significantly less leg armor. The body armor is not too bad. We're only losing 9, but we are gaining a huge amount of head armor as well. We're gaining 15 head armor, which is actually pretty nice. And bear in mind that the weight difference in this, 2.8 weight versus 17.5, and we also are no longer suffering high penalties for certain skills, and those skills are, as you can see right here, power throw is now at 9 and athletics is now at 5, because with the other armor on, I had an athletics of 1. Yeah, an athletics of 1, so it's really made a huge difference to how fast we are actually able to run on the battlefield. So what we're going to do right here is we're just going to be attacking. What? We're actually being ambushed? Are you serious? Anyway, we're actually going to attack these traders right here, because as I said, we are very close by to the Renegade's hideout, the Viking Longfort, whatever it may be. We're just close to a bandit hideout, and I'm wanting to make as much use of those things as I can, because of course soon we're not going to be able to do that anymore. Soon it is going to be an unused feature, because we will be gaining so much reputation, or at least I hope that we will be gaining so much reputation that it's going to be almost impossible for me to visit those places, or it is going to be impossible. As long as I have like a positive reputation or something like that, that is when it's going to be basically impossible to do that. So I'm going to try and make the most of it, because if you don't know, and if you haven't really been following along with the series, bandit hideouts will give you more cash for your miscellaneous gear like armor and weapons. They will give you a massive amount for that. So basically any single fight you do is going to give you so much more cash for those things than if you were to take it to a regular marketplace. So definitely something to take into account. I actually really wish, and I actually replied to someone in the comments recently about that as well, where they stated that, quote unquote, wouldn't it be cool if they had like an advanced version of the infamous raider goal in the game? So instead of having to grind your way up, grind your reputation up all the way to whatever it is now to make us into a lord, proper lord, and complete that goal, wouldn't it be cool if there was a more advanced evil lord kind of goal, so you'd be gaining even more negative reputation and doing things like raiding villages and, you know, stuff like that. Just doing generally evil stuff in comparison to trying to do good stuff, because that's obviously what I'm going to try and do now. Unfortunately, I did lose my berserker in this particular fight, which I got to say is pretty awful. But, well, it's just how it goes, you know? That's just how it goes. Anyway, we're going to just gain a whole bunch of stuff here. I'm going to need to just sort out my inventory a little bit. There we go. Just take all of that, and then we will head on over very quickly to the Danish long fort. Now, bear in mind that me attacking those guys right there, the ones that we just fought, that does not give me any negative reputation because they are currently a part of the faction that we're at war against. So that's actually kind of cool, in my opinion. I like that quite a bit. So we're just going to be selling this. I'm going to keep the wool because I've been doing quite a bit of wool trading. And that's the reason why I have so much cash, and also the reason why I was actually able to afford a new ship. Yes, because a number of you were not exactly pleased with the ship that I purchased in the previous episode. And I thought to myself, yeah, that is actually kind of true. It is a bit slow, so I decided, hey, you know what? I'm just going to do a whole bunch of trading, try to fight a bunch of bandits at the same time as well. I was fighting a lot of them in Scotland when I returned to Edinburgh, and I decided to go and buy a new ship from the where was it now? Was it from? I think it was from Dorstad. I think Dorstad had this one. So this is my flagship at the moment, and you can see here that this is another one. Yes, there we go. It's not. Yeah. Anyway, this is the one that I purchased. It has a speed of 16 knots, which is pretty good because the other one had 13. It is made of ash, which is not the best by any means, but it was only, I think it was about 35,000 in cash or somewhere around there. Not bad. Not bad. It was quite expensive to... I actually don't think it was that expensive to repair because I think it was in pretty good condition at the time. And we have a fleet capacity, as you can see right here, of 239. That's actually more than my base army size. So even if I wanted to take more people, I just can't now. Now we also have this. Now this is a ship that I literally just captured, and I am going to be selling that. Thank you very much. There we go. And is there anything here for sale? No, nothing good for sale at the very least. So now what we're going to do is we are going to sail from the port, and because I have such a large army now, I think we might very well be able to do something fantastic. And I'm talking about actually attacking an enemy vassal. Not entirely sure if that's going to work out too well for us, but I would love to be able to try it. There are so many thieves in the area as well. It's kind of crazy. Anyway, if we do see some additional traders... Now, these guys, I'm not going to be fighting these guys anymore because I don't need the negative reputation any further. And, well, if I did, then obviously I would be fighting them. And it is going to give me a good amount of cash. And it's kind of hilarious. Doing evil, quote-unquote, stuff is much better in regards to making money than doing other stuff, you know. So doing upstanding and good-natured things are going to not really give you that much of a reward. You know, the most that you're going to get really is a little bit of honor or reputation, as it is known in Viking Conquest, and maybe it's going to get a bit, you know, get you a bit of relation with some villages, and that's basically it, which is kind of disappointing, really. I feel like you should be rewarded in, you know, every single way, but I suppose because it is a rather unsavory way of making money, in other words, you know, well, fighting bandits. I mean, I think personally fighting bandits is actually not unsavory at all, and it is quite honorable to rid the world of the fellows that are wanting to prey upon traders. Yes, preying upon traders. That's actually what I was doing. But the point is that, you know, I feel like there should be maybe more ways to make cash than there are currently. But I guess, you know, that kind of gives you the divergent play styles and the various choices that the player can make, which I actually think is pretty cool. I like that quite a bit Because if there weren't those kinds of things happening, then it would basically be the same game for everyone every single time, and it wouldn't be a true sandbox experience, and it would just be meh, you know. So it's rather nice that there is there is that thing kind of available. So I'm actually going to give this guy my old armor, even though he actually doesn't even have any throwing weapons. So I guess that's absolutely fine. I'm gonna just see. Does anyone else? Can anyone else go and give me right to rule? Because I actually have quite a lot of right to rule right now, and I'd like to be able to find the remaining companions, because I think there are quite a few more companions still remaining to be found. But no, it seems like there isn't. So we're just going to go to Cardiff real quick, because I would like to be able to find maybe a ransom broker or something like that. No, there's a sailor. I'm not going to take the sailor for the moment. And what I'm thinking of doing, which I don't know whether I should do it or not, but what I was thinking of doing is joining, I talked about it in the previous episode, but joining Dublin right there would be pretty fun. I think that would be pretty fun, but then I'm going to have to really annoy my current liege, and it's not really going to work out too well, because as you can see, this faction right here, it is super small. It literally only has this fief right here on the island in the middle, and then it also has this one. Huh. Well, yeah, it's pretty spread out. It's pretty spread out, but it's extremely small. So joining that faction versus staying with the one that we're currently with, not entirely sure if we can make that work, to be honest. So what I'm going to do instead of that is that I'm going to try and wage war. A one-man war, at the very least. Oh, look at this. Reginald has decided to become an adventurer. Oh yeah, speaking of that, I wonder whether he's going to have armor on. Anyway, speaking of that, you know Helgi? Helgi is a companion that I had in my army quite a while ago. And I said to him, okay, we're going to have to separate, because he was not having a very good time with the remaining forces, with the various other companions that I had in my army at that time. And, well, basically, he has 150 units. He's running around with 150 units, and he's doing his own thing, which is actually kind of amazing. Beggars bless your name everywhere when you pass by and celebrate your generosity. And I've gained 1 reputation. It's going to be a long road, isn't it? It's going to be an absolutely long road to get back in everyone's good graces. Ooh, hello there. Come over here, please. Are you running away from me? Come on, fight me. Fight me, quickly. I don't think he's going to. Nah, he's being a spoil sport, isn't he? Yes, he's being an absolute spoil sport, because I would love to be able to get him over here. But that's not going to work. This guy's going to attack me, but no, never mind. Too late, too slow. Thank you very much. Okay, so I'm going to try, if I can, to try and find a vassal, like I said. And I don't really want to fight that guy. I don't really want to fight this guy either, because there's 2 of them in the area. It's a pain, isn't it? It's an absolute pain to try and find someone to fight, especially someone that's on our level. What about that guy? Yes, that guy seems pretty good. Don't run into that thief, please. Alright, let's see. Yeah, he's decent. He's decent. Okay, so before I actually go in there, let me level myself up real quick. So we have 2 skill points available, and it's probably a good idea to spec into, I guess, inventory management a little bit, right? And athletics. I think I should actually just spec in. Should I just spec all? No, I can't spec all. That's unfortunate. Okay, so yeah, I'll just spec another little point into inventory management there. And look at this. My throwing skill is now 194, because, as I say, I've just been doing a whole bunch of naval battles and throwing my wonderful thrown weapons at the opponents, and getting some good proficiencies as a result. Okay, so let's attack this guy and see what we can do. This is going to be a little bit nighttime-esque, so I'm a bit worried about it, to be fair. But let's see. Let's see what actually happens. Okay, so we're going to have to be a little bit careful. I would like to get onto the top of this hill here, if at all possible. That's probably going to make the most sense. And bear in mind that now we have much more power throw skill. I should have a little bit extra accuracy. I'm hoping, at the very least. Now, I'm hoping that my... how many sailors do I even have? I'm actually unsure about that because I think I have quite a few. I have 80 skirmishers on the battlefield right now. My entire army, actually, is on the battlefield right now. This is going to be pretty crazy. Okay, so let's get my infantry to go at the front there. Are they already in shield wall formation? I hope they are. Oh, they weren't. Oh. Okay, well now they are. So this is going to be much easier than I anticipated. Or at least I hope so. At least I hope so. Don't worry about it. We're fine. We're okay at the moment. Alright, let's do T. T? Is T not working? Yeah, I think I don't know. I pressed T, which is supposed to give me and my troops like a bonus, 5% damage reduction or something like that. I pressed it, didn't seem to make any difference. So I'm not entirely sure. I call my horse. I can do that as well if I want to. But anyway, I'm just going to leave my skirmishers on the hill here. And actually, I want them to form ranks if at all possible. That doesn't seem to be working. I think they're already in ranks by the looks of things. Do they have anything else that they can actually do? Not really. So I guess ranks will be fine then. They can just do that. I'm going to tell them to spread out a little bit as well, because at the moment, most of them are not able to actually even attack the enemy the way that they are right now. So I guess what we'll do is tell my people to go a little bit forward. And we will tell the skirmishers to do that as well. There we go. Alright, and who are those guys? Who are those guys over there? Are they the spearmen? Ah, yeah. A whole bunch of spearmen are apparently not doing what I wanted them to do, and I must have neglected to tag them as infantry appropriately. But oh well, never mind. I guess we'll be alright. We'll probably be alright at the very least, because as you can see right here, we're probably going to have a pretty easy time of things. So let's attack the infantry division. I'm going to attack the skirmishers. Oh, he moved. He sidestepped that. What a stylish individual he is. Okay. Well, let's hope that I don't get murdered horribly as a result of this. Let's tell my skirmishers to go down there a little bit. Yes, the enemy has lost a quarter of his troops. Very nice indeed. Let's try and see if we can do some damage to that fellow. Try and take him off his horse at the very least. And then we will try and do some damage to the skirmishers. Yes. Oh, the skirmishers are so lightly armored. It's very nice. Even for someone like me that doesn't have a huge amount of power strike or anything like that, it makes it very easy to do damage to them. And I do have to be careful still. Bear that in mind, because I am actually much weaker than I used to be, because I do not have my heavy armor on. And generally it's not... Oh dear. Yeah, that's the point. Generally, it's not a good idea to go too close and get stopped and killed off your horse. That's not a good idea. But yeah, as it stands right now, I think I'm doing pretty decently. Have we killed all of the infantry yet? No, we haven't killed all the infantry, but almost. I think it's going quite nicely, isn't it? We'll just kill them. Oh no, my horse is down. Well, that's unfortunate, but I guess we now get to see the new and improved Borgar, because he's going to be able to run around extremely quickly. Unfortunately, he's on a hill at the moment, so it's making things a bit tricky for him, but oh well, whatever the case. Let's tell my infantry to attack the skirmishers. There we go. Nice. Alright, we're just going to run these guys down like no one's business. The shield wall formation in every mod that has it is the most powerful thing that you can really select. I remember using it in A World of Ice and Fire. A World of Ice and Fire had these kinds of formations available, and I just got to say that being able to win battles with the shield wall formation was extremely satisfying, because you can see all of your guys just blocking every shot that is taken against them, and then the enemy has no arrows remaining, or no thrown weapons in this case, and then you can just run over them. Just complete steamroll. So there you go. That is indeed a victory against our first enemy vassal. First enemy vassal battle. And, oh, he managed to escape. Oh, that's actually kind of annoying, because if I was able to take him prisoner, I would have been able to let him go, And then as a result, we would have been in a really, really good situation where we would have been, well, you can kind of tell. We would have been able to gain some reputation, and that would have been fantastic. But no way, no way. Oh, well, never mind. Okay, I guess we can... Well, I think we can actually take everyone. Yes, we can. Look at that. Well, everyone except one. So that's pretty good. I don't really want to take these units, but I think I might take them, literally, just to put into my garrison at my refuge. That is probably going to be the way we'll do things. Oh, I have a war trophy. Ah, yes, we have some battle trophies. Oh, I forget what they're for. Ah, I need to look that up, because I remember having war trophies and battle trophies and things like that in Britain, and that is the same mod that the creators behind Viking Conquest actually worked on as well. So there you go. Oh, this guy apparently really likes Solveig, so that's fantastic. Yes. Ah, very good. Yes, very good. Oh, very good. Yes, Borgas is very good. Okay, great. That's really nice. Okay, so I'm going to go back to Borgar's ships, and I guess we will try and be very careful here as well, because I do not want to be seen by these vassals. Even though I could probably take them on, I feel like I can take on even the stronger ones now, because that one was someone with 180 in his army, and what's another 50, you know? What's another 50? We actually won that extremely convincingly. And look at this! What? This town is only 158 strong? I'm actually kind of surprised about this. Okay. Can I besiege this? I can. Let's call for a meeting with the castle commander, and let's say... Yeah, no, I don't think... No, he's not going to do that. So I can plan the siege. So as you can see, this is very much advanced. Very much like a World of Ice and Fire in the way that it does things. And you can build checkpoints, investigate defenses, and so on and so forth. And then you can also prepare the assault, so you can build equipment and clear the ground for the assault and so on. And they have supplies for 12 more days. That's interesting. Ooh, I like it. I actually like that quite a bit. That seems very, very tempting to me, because that is one of the towns in this area, and they only have 158. Very intriguing. Definitely something that I'm going to think about 100%. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea, because if I can capture that and then claim it for myself, I will have a launching point into the rest of England, basically. So, you know, if I want to continue my, you know, my conquering of the area, then this is going to be a great way to go. Ah, this guy does not like that fellow. Right. I'm actually thinking that we will go with... we'll go with this guy, I guess. We'll go with this guy, even though the other fellow likes Solveig, which I gotta say is a little disappointing. Would have been nice if they'd all gotten along, but yeah, it seems like that's not going to happen. I don't have everyone on my list anyway, so that kind of puts pay to that, I guess. Anyway, let's just go into the meat hall real quick, and... Oh, Sphere Warrior, yes. Come with me, thank you. Okay, so the main thing that I want to mention before I end this episode off here, a lot of people were saying to me that I should go over to those Vikings and sell my prisoners there. Now, let me tell you something. I did go there in my off-screen time when I had about 18 or so prisoners, because I was interested to see just how much more they would give me for my prisoners. And they said that they will pay exactly the same amount as regular ransom brokers that you find in meat halls, plus 1 penny each. So in other words, if a bandit, and you sell that bandit and he's 50, then they'll give you 51. So I'm not entirely sure what's going on with that, to be honest, because I would have thought that it would have been much more, but it is not. It is only 1 penny more, which I gotta say is quite disappointing. But otherwise, we are now back in our hometown, I guess, kind of thing, and I'm going to be going over to Bearshill Barrow, because I'm actually going to rename it as well, because I think that maybe sounds a bit better. Who knows? But the point is that we're going to go back there, and then in the next episode, we will probably attempt to launch an attack against this town here. and we'll see how that goes. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.